Yes. So yesterday with this topic, one-to-one association, we actually have completed the relationships. Now you need to go with this interview questions. I have already transferred this into your drive, and then you need to find out the questions from the relationship. I mean, apart from this, also I have told you. Apart from this, we during the discussion when we were discussing this relationship, I told you what could be the possible questions they ask you. So there are few questions that I have mentioned over here that's related to the relationship, but there are only few questions. It's really better to go with the videos. Okay. So what at the time of discussion when we were discussing this relationship, so I might have told you there are so many questions that they could ask you in the relationships. Even see, just understand one thing. When you actually start giving the interview, when you completed with this the entire introduction part, I mean the things related to your experience, the things related to your projects, whatever you say about this all completes in the introduction part. And as soon as they start with the technicalities, they start with the technical rounds of the Salesforce. So the probably the first question what you are going to be received is actually from the relationships. And that is why, when if you remember when we were starting this topic, when we were starting this topic, I told you that this is going to be the most important topic. And from this up to abhi tak jitna pada hai, that is just related to the introduction. But then from here, when I was starting this topic relationship, I told you this. Okay, from here onward, your actual interview questions is going to be started. So guys, this is really a very essential topic. So please have a revision on all this by the end of this week. And just go with every question, whatever I told you. Okay, they could ask you this, they could ask you this. During the discussion, I told you so many questions. I probably have not written over here. Let me have probably by tonight. I'll try to make this questions to be appended over here. And if it is done, I'm going to upload this on the drive also. But then you must go with the whatever I have told you during the discussion. You must go with that questions. So it all started with how many different kinds of relationships are there. So always remember that you need to answer that there are altogether 6 relationships, 6 different types of relationships are there in the Salesforce. And once you're saying this, if because in the 90% of the cases they are going to get this answer only. There are 3, or rather there are 4 kinds of relationship, because these are the 4 direct relationships in the Salesforce. But then we have learned this out of the box features also. We have gone beyond this 4 relationship, and then we have learned what exactly is many to many and one to one relationships. So that is essential. That is essential. If you are saying that there are altogether 6 different types of relationship, always accept. Always accept that they are going to ask you the question on the many to many and one to one, and even on the hierarchical relationships. Okay. So just learn everything whatever we have discussed during the topic. Just go back and start watching the videos. And during the discussion, whatever I told you, okay, they could ask you this question. They could ask you this question. They could ask you this question. So prepare a list of your own. Prepare a list of your own. Prepare with everything. Sometimes even I told you the answers. Sometimes even we discussed. I also told you the answers. So you need to answer me the same thing. Like probably, when we were discussing what are the differences between this lookup and the master detail relationship. So that time I told you, you need to be on the concrete points. Just don't explain it like a theoretical, just exam mein likhte us tarah se nahi. I think I have given you what you need to, what are that concrete points that we need to discuss as a difference between lookup and the master. So we have done with that also. So always remember that you are going to get this, as a very first question when they start with your technical rounds, they will start it with the relationships. And there are so many questions that they can ask you on the relationships, all related with the all of the features what we have learned so far. The kind of relationships we learned. Then the most importantly, what was the scenario to go with the hierarchy? What was the scenario to go with the many to many and one to one relationship? So it's really important that you could learn all these things. And even we have learned something with the standard relationships and their behavior. This is essentially important. This is also one important thing that you must keep in your mind, that between these account and the contact, account and the cases, account and the opportunity, first of all, what is the kind of relationship and what is that additional behavior that Salesforce provide you in this relationship? Because ये सिर्फ यहीं पर जरूरी नहीं है. I mean, after this also, there are few topics where we are going to see and observe the relationship considerations between account, contact, cases, and the opportunity. So everything, I just want to tell you, I just want to tell every one of you that whatever you have learned so far in this particular topic, relationship, that was very, very important. And you simply cannot skip any point out of all these discussions. You need to learn everything. You simply need to learn everything, every point, whatever we have discussed during these 5 to 7 days. You just need to learn everything. Because see, this is, I have myself not, I have not skipped any topic. और इसीलिए हमको इतना वक्त लगा इसको खत्म करने. But then this was important. Every point what we have discussed so far is really, really important. So please go with it once again, and read everything, every topic, roll up summary, every topic what we have learned. Whatever the assignments I have given you, just practice it once more. And let yourself be clear with everything. If you found any difficulty, our WhatsApp group is there. Just, if you find anything, if you want me to ask anything, you can put up your query over there. That group is actually for the purpose. Uska purpose yahi hai, theek hai? So yesterday we even discussed this, what is a one-to-one relationship, and before that, what are the scenarios? And that is really essential to understand what are the scenarios to in which we should, we need to go with this one-to-one relationship. So now, from today, I'm going to start with a new topic, which is actually one email template. So email templates, let's start with this. So see, every organization have its own kind of email template. We all even receive lots of the email. I mean, if I show you something, I have so many accounts. This is one of my oldest accounts. So I used to get so many emails. Most of them are actually some kind of promotional kind of emails. And then I'll show you some sort of some sort of formal emails how I receive them. What is the format you look like? It's a formal message. It's a formal email. How does it looks like? And how does a promotional email actually looks like? If I try to open any sort of promotional kind of message, so how does it looks like? So every day, we usually receive so many emails. Lots of them are from the promotional sort of the thing. And if you have observed, see, this particular inside this email, I could see my email ID is over here. Inside this email, I could see my name is over here. So how it is possible that these people actually, what should I assume here is that if I open this email and this email has been drafted with writing my name over here. So do I assume that someone is actually sitting over there in the Bajaj Fin server and he's actually typing the name? I mean, if he is drafting email for me, he's writing my name, or probably he's writing, if he is sending your as an email, so he's writing your name. Or if I assume like this, if I assume like this, to ye galat hoga assumption, because we probably know that these are something which is system generated value. These are something which is system generated value. This is also we are going to learn how to, how with the help of a program, I mean, how with the help of some sort of business automation tool, how to capture the data from the objects, like the contact names, like the account names, like the opportunities. We are going to learn this thing also. Then what I'm going to probably tell you here is that, see, every organization have its own kind of email. Let me go with the monsters. Mm, Probably I must have received something from the monster. Glassdoor is there. Yes. So, if I receive this email from this particular Glassdoor, now this is the format usually, if I search any email from this particular Glassdoor, this is the kind of template. This is the kind of template what these people actually use. This is the kind of template what these people actually use. So if I go to my inbox and if I try to search the Glassdoor email, whatever the email I have received from them, if I open any email, see the format. How does the format actually looks like? This is the header image, and probably they could also have some in the footers. Yeah, this is some of the messages that is in the footers. Okay, and between headers and the footer, this is the entire content. This is the entire body of their email. Now, if I open this, if I open this again, the format is same. Again the format is also same. See, the same image for the headers and the same thing, same content in the footers, same content in the footers also. But the body could be changed. Here they have mentioned some other positions. Here could be they have mentioned some other positions. If I see with the monsters, if I see with the emails which I usually get with the monster, let me try to see how does this actually template looks like. Every time whenever I receive any email from the monster, this is going to be the template. The template is not going to be the change. Template will remain same. Only the matters, only the content inside this is going to be changed. So see how does just try to observe how does this template actually looks like. This particular area, this particular area of this email is actually what? It's an header. This is what? This is the header. This is the header. Now, if I scroll it down, probably this is what? From here, or probably from this, this particular box is their footer section. This particular box is their footer section. And between this, between the headers and the footers, the entire content has been, described. Now, if I try to go with any of the email from the monster, again, you could see that, the headers and the footers, they are not going to change. Only the content has been changed every time. Content has been changed. So if I open any email from this particular organization, I could probably assume, just by looking into the this particular template, I could probably assume that, okay, this is an email from the monster, because whenever I open any email from this organization, I could probably see the same template what they actually, apart from this the advertisement. If they try to post me any position, they will use this particular format. They use this particular template. Or if I try to have some sort of advertisement, they can use this template. Okay. So what I want to tell you is that, see, every organization have its own email template. Now, it could be differ for sales. Probably for the sales, they could have some different kind of template. Probably for, service, they could have different. Probably for the marketing, they could have some different, probably for some other purpose, they could have some different. So every organization have its own email template. Now, inside the Salesforce also, because Salesforce is even a CRM solution. Salesforce even is a CRM solution. Salesforce provide you that facility. Okay, using the Salesforce also, first thing, as in point number one, please write it down. As in point number one, using the Salesforce, you can send the email. You can send the email. If you remember, during our initial days, let me, go back and revise one point because it is correlated. If you remember when I started this training with you guys, so at our initial days, I told you one thing that, Salesforce is actually, there are so many different types of clouds that are being offered inside the Salesforce. I mean, these are the different cloud services that we discussed that time. So I told you one thing that time, yeah. So inside the marketing cloud, there's a feature called as Email Studio. When we were discussing this topic, if you remember, when we were discussing what are the different types of cloud services being offered by the Salesforce. So when I was on to this particular point, marketing cloud, so that time I discussed one thing. There's one feature, Email Studio. With the help of this Email Studio, you can send multiple emails. You can send multiple emails automatically from the Salesforce. Now, how many you can send? You can send up to 5 millions. Using the Salesforce Email Studio of the Marketing Cloud, you can send 5 millions of the email in a single snapshot. 1 million is actually 10 lakhs. So 5 million is actually 50 lakh. So you can send that much of the email. अब यहाँ पे exactly इतना नहीं मिलेगा आपको, because presently let me tell you one more thing. What is the edition what we are using? We are practicing on the developer edition. You guys know this, when we started this edition, every one of you have created your own account and you created a developer account. So what is this developer account? This developer account is a replica of unlimited edition. This developer account is what? It's a replica of unlimited edition. What you can do over here is that you can send the emails. Yes, of course, you can send the emails. Up to how much I'm going to discuss that capacity also. But for sure, you are not going to get this email studio. I mean, you can send the emails. You can send the emails. you could send the emails from this Salesforce instance because it's a developer edition, but then you cannot send up to that much of the, you cannot send 5 millions of the email in a day. In a time span of 24 hours, you could not send 5 millions of the email with the developer account. If you want to have this, you should go with the unlimited edition. That to be in the unlimited edition, we need to pay additionally for having this emails too. If you want in the unlimited edition, if you want the entire marketing cloud of features, I mean, you want the email studios, you want all of the studios, even with the journey builders. So the person need to pay some additional amount for that. Presently, because we are onto the developer edition, what we are using, this one is a replica of unlimited account. We have not paid, for this account, we have not paid anything, but still the Salesforce has given entire features of the unlimited edition. Why? Just for the training purpose. So here also we are going to understand how does actually this email studio is going to work. In the practical application, how does this email studio actually works? You are going to learn the feature of this email studios with the help of email templates over here. So inside the Salesforce, let me show you something. We have a thing called as just a second, communication template. See over here inside the administrator, go to the setup menu. Go to the setup menu, and inside the administrator menu, you have something called as communication templates. Okay. Now inside the communication template, inside the communication template, if I expand this, inside the communication templates, I have this email templates, letterheads, and everything. So this is one, this is one replica. This is a small feature of a very small kind of feature, a very small feature of your email studio. So with this all, whatever you are going to learn with all these options, you are going to get an idea. What you are going to get? You are going to get an idea how does actually the email studio of the marketing clouds work. Because see, when after completing this, when you put on your resume that I have worked on the sales cloud, service cloud, and the marketing cloud, so that time they could ask you, okay, what the features that you have learned in the sales, what the features that you have seen in the service cloud, and what the features that you have seen in the marketing cloud. So you can at that time you can justify your answer that I have worked on the email studios also. So why? Because what you are going to learn right now, the same thing you are going to have in the email studio also. So what we are going to learn, guys, is that the very first thing, using the Salesforce, we can send the emails. First of all, using the Salesforce, we can send emails automatically. I mean, there is no need to write down the drafting of the entire, we can make this automatic, that is also we are going to learn. I mean, just after to this, once you understand how to form the email templates, that is going to be the first topic. The second thing what we are going to learn is something called as business automation tools. And as a part of business automation tool, there are two things: workflows and the process builder. Just after this, let me come back to the topic. So after the email templates has been over, once you learn how many different types of emails are there, how many different types of templates are there, how can we design all these templates, just all the technicalities related to this particular topic. Now, once you understand all this concept, why I am actually teaching all you, because we are going to learn something called as a very important topic. After this, we are going to start with the business automation tool. Two things you are going to learn after this. Let me just scroll it down and show you कि हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं. Because we are going to discuss workflows, and after workflows we are going to discuss process builder. See, everything is related to each other. Everything is related to each other. Process builder. These are the two business automation tools: workflows and the process builder. You can perform certain, I'm going to explain each and everything. Don't worry. When the topic start, I will explain it in the detail. Just I'm giving you an introduction. You can perform certain things automatically with the help of business automation tools like the process builder, like the workflows. You can automate the process inside your business. You can automate the process inside your organization. Now, one of the thing out of so many actions, what you can perform automatically, one action that you can send the emails. You can automatically send the emails from your organization, from your Salesforce organization. You can send the emails automatically. If you want to send the email, you must have something called as template. You must have template. So what is a template? Template is a design. Template is a design. Template is a blueprint. How does your email is going to look like? There are so many different types of template. That is what we are going to probably, actually there are four types of, not so many, actually there are four types of template. We are discussing this. So whenever we want to send an email, we must have a format. We must have a format to send the email. When using the process builder or when using the workflow, we are going to learn how to automate the process. How can I automatically send the email? Or there are so many else things what we are going to learn in that topic. So as a prerequisite of that topic, as a prerequisite of workflows and the process builder, you are learning this thing called as email template. Generally, no one teaches this. Let me tell you that. Generally, no one touches this all. They just after this relationship, they branch you to the process automation. That means they take you to the workflows and the process builder. They simply skip entire things. Generally we uh, nobody touches this. Why? Because this is something which is additional to that. बट आई डोंट स्किप एनीथिंग. मेरा मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि आपको 40 के बजाय 50 लेक्चर लग जाए है ना, लेकिन उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. जो चीजें सीखनी जरूरी है वो सीखनी जरूरी है, बिकॉज हर चीज का कैसा है कि एक के बाद एक टॉपिक आपस में जुड़े हुए. That is why I'm teaching all you this. So email template is what? Email template is a design. Every organization have its own design. We are also going to create our own customized design for this. Whenever I want to send an email from my organization, if I am a monster, if I belongs to monster, my email should looks like this. Whatever I have, my email should looks like this. So as an organization, I must have one format. I must see every organization have its logo. When we are creating this application, when we creating the CRM application, that time also I discussed you what is the importance of the logo. Logo is something which you actually identify the organization. Now, in the same way, when you are initiating some sort of email communication to your clients, to your stakeholders, okay, so probably to your partners, whenever or could be your employee also. Whenever you are sending one email, it must have some sort of template, and that templates represents your organization. So using the Salesforce, we can send the email. Using the workflows and the process builder, you can send the email. Okay, using the process builder, using the workflow, you can send the email automatically without any manual interference, without any somebody to involve and send the email. We don't require this. We can automatically send the email. But if you are planning to send the email, we must have something called as email template. हमारे पास email template होना चाहिए. And Salesforce even give you this facility that you can create your own customized email templates. There is no need to go to any, वो जो लोग होते हैं ना, क्या बोलते हैं यार उनको, the people like they are good in the Photoshop and the kind of softwares like that. वो WordPress tools that they used to use that tool, and they used to design the website pages. Okay, but there is no need to go with any such kind of website developer in the Salesforce. As an Salesforce administrator, you even have this facility that you can create the email template for your organization. Okay, so that is what we are going to learn. That is what the topic we are going. I'm going to start right now. So see, there are two kinds of email template. Every time the story is same. If you remember when we first learned the applications, when we first learned the topic, the very first topic what I taught you in this training was the application. So I told you one thing, that there are two kinds of applications inside the Salesforce. There are two kinds of application: sales, service, and the marketing. These are the standard applications. Then apart from these standard application, we learn and create. We learn how to create the custom applications. So whatever we create is called as custom. If it is application, it is called as custom application. If it is standard, it is called as standard application. After this, we create the objects. We came to know about the objects. So inside the Salesforce, there are so many standard objects. All of these are the standard objects. Okay. We first learn what is an object, what does the object do, and what are the types of objects. These are the objects that were present inside our org, and so we call them to be the standard object. Apart from these standard objects, we created these many objects, and so we call them to be the custom objects. Whatever we create, if we create any application, we call it to be the custom application. If we create any object, we call it to be the custom object. Inside the object, if I created any field, inside the object, if I created any field, what happened to my friend? Okay. That is why I'm connected on my mobile. Just give me 1 second. This is why my internet is a little bit slow. Just a second. I'm connected on this network. Yes. So inside the object, we have even created fields. I created this contact number, email ID, location. Inside the position, we created so many fields. If I go to the position object, we created these many fields. So whatever the fields we created, that is called as custom field. Whatever the fields that was given to us, we even know this concept. Okay, when we go to the object. Guys, am I audible or not? Tell me. I'm audible?
Audible, sir.
Oh.
Audible, sir.
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है बस हो गया. So we learn this, when we create any object, जब भी हम कोई object बनाते हैं, that object is never blank. Whenever we create any object, it is created with the 5 standard fields: ID, name, created by, last modified by. These are the standard fields. Now, apart from these standard fields, we learn how to create our own custom fields. So every time, whenever you learn any new concept, the same will be going to be the story. There are 2 types of template. What are they? Standard email template and the custom email template. There are 2 types of application: standard application, custom application. There are 2 types of objects: standard object, custom object. There are 2 types of fields: standard fields, custom fields. Everywhere the story is going to be the same. Everywhere the story is going to be the same. So now we are learning this email template. Salesforce even provide you some of the sample emails templates. And these sample email templates are called as standard emails. Now, apart from these standard email templates, I'm going to show you where all these standard email templates are actually. Don't worry. Let me just finish with this point. So apart from the standard email, you are going to create your own customized email templates. And that is, we are going to call it to be the custom email template. Now, let me show you that. So let's go to this, go to the setup menu and go to the administer menu. Inside the administer menu, you have an option called as communication templates. Okay. Just expand this. Just expand the communication template. There's an option called as classic email template. Just click that option. Now you see, these many are the email templates. These many are the email templates that are already being there inside the org. I have not created. Abhi to hum first time we are, for the first time we are coming to this topic. So we obviously have not created any one of them. These are the templates that is as a sample. As a sample, Salesforce has provided us all these templates. Some are related to support, some are related to sales, some are related to the marketing. This, if someone lost the password, to self-service new login and the password. If the case has been escalated, if the case has been responded, if the case is newly created. So Salesforce has provided you some sort of help. If you want to create your own customized email template, you can probably go and see how does this email actually looks like. What are the formats? What are the things that has been written? Okay. So you could use these templates also. What are the name of these templates? These all templates are what? They are the standard email templates. They are the standard email templates. Okay. Apart from all these standard email templates, we will going to create our own email template, and that is what we are going to name it as to be the custom email templates. Okay. So Salesforce provide you some sort of email templates. We call them to be the standard. Apart from all the standard, we are going to create our own email template. We call them to be the custom email template. How to create that? This is the navigation. I just told you the same thing. Go to the setup menu, go to the administer menu. Just inside the communication template, expand the communication template, and you get this option, classic email template, and you can see all of the standard templates over here. Okay. Now, one more thing you need to understand over here before we actually go and discuss the types of the templates. Understand one more concept over here. See, every email template, every email template must be present, whether it's in standard, whether it's in custom. Every email, every matlab every, whether I'm talking about the standard or custom. This is one rule. This is one rule. Somewhere it has been written also. It is compulsory to store every email template inside a folder. Every email template must be present inside a folder. Inside a folder. So if we want to create an email template, we first should decide कि भाई ये email template कौन से folder में जाके store होने वाली. Now, as a part of standard, this is what? This is the standard email templates. Now, these are what? These are the standard email templates. So, ये कौन से folder में? It is present into this folder. Unfiled public classic email template. This one is a standard folder. This one is also a standard folder, my personal email template. If I click this, presently I don't have any email template which is actually being stored inside this folder. So every email template must be present inside one folder. All of these templates, they are present inside this folder called as unfiled public classic email template. As a part of a standard folder, you have these two options: unfiled public classic email template, my personal email template. And these are what? These are the standard folders. You can even create your own custom folder. First, let me discuss the theory. Then we will do this. See, every email must be stored inside the folder. There are two types of folders. Again, the same story: standard and the custom folder. As in a standard email folder, Salesforce has given us two options: unfiled public classic email, my personal email template. There's a significant differences between these two. I'm going to tell you that also. But then, apart from the standard, yes, you can create your own custom folder. You can create your own custom folders. So first of all, let me show you that feature. Go to this option, create my new folder. I'm going to create a new folder over here, and whatever the email template that I'm going to design right now in this topic, I'm going to store all of them inside this folder. Let me give them a name, but like align email template folder. Align email template folder. Okay, align email template folder. With this name, I'm creating one email template. Let's discuss few accessibility options: read only, read write. Just go with the default, because we are going to understand when we start this security concept, at the end of this training, probably the last topic is security. When we will discuss security, तब मैं access के बारे में सब बताऊंगा. What does read only means? What does read write means? What does read write transfer means? What does public access means? What does private access means? ठीक है? What is sharing mechanism? What are the assignment rules? There are so many things that we are going to discuss in the securities. तो अभी तो just go with the all default selection. ठीक है? This folder is accessible by all users. I'm totally agree with this. I don't want to make it hidden. I'm presently want this should be accessible to every user. So go with the default option. That is what I'm saying. Otherwise, you can go with the sharings also. When you learn what does public roles means, what does queue means, what a role, what is a role subordinate. If you know this, then go with this. Otherwise, don't go with this. Just go with the default selection. Okay? And there will be a time come when we will be, आपको ये सब आ जाएगा. Don't worry. Presently नहीं आता, but then you are going to learn all this thing. Don't worry. So what I created one custom folder called as align email template folder, and I'm going with the all default option. Let me save this. So I created a folder over here. Okay. Whatever the template that I'm going to create, I'm going to store this in this particular folder. Now this is what? This is a custom folder. Now let's discuss few things related to the standard folders. As a part of standard folder, Salesforce provide you two folders: unfiled public classic email template. Second, my personal email template. Okay. Now write down one difference. One interview question. Write down one interview question. They ask you this in the interview, and it is not in the interview questions, I think. What is the difference between unfiled public classic email template and my personal email template folder? What is the difference between these two? I mean, these two, what is the common? What is the common? Common is both of them are the standard email template folder. If something is common, this is the common thing. By unfiled public classic email template and my personal email template, both of them are what? Both of them are the standard email template folder. But then what is the difference between these two? They ask you this question in the interview. As in the admin interview, you have this question. They ask you this question. What is the difference? What is, या कोई दूसरे फॉर्म में पूछेगा कि if I have store an email template inside my personal email template, how it is going to be differ from unfiled public classic email template? मतलब क्या? मतलब ये है कि if I open this, now presently you can see this is present inside this folder. This particular email template, marketing product inquiry response, this is a standard email template. Presently, I can see that this email template is actually present inside this folder. Unfiled public classic email. If I edit, if I press edit, and I make changes in the folder, I transfer this particular template from unfiled to my personal, and let me save this. Let me save it. Now the folder has been changed. The folder has been changed. Now, if I go to this classic email template folder and if I open this my personal email template, I can see that there is one email template over here. So घुमा फिरा के अगर मुझे पूछना है ये क्वेश्चन आपसे, I could ask you this question in this way that if I have one email template, if I have one email template inside my personal email template folder, how it is differ, how it is differ from all other email templates which are actually present inside the unfiled public classic email template. घुमा फिरा के पूछा, क्वेश्चन एक ही है. क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर कोई भी ईमेल टेम्पलेट आप अनफाइल्ड पब्लिक क्लासिक ईमेल टेम्पलेट में स्टोर करते हो और अगर आप किसी चीज को माय पर्सनल ईमेल टेम्पलेट में स्टोर करते हो तो इसके बीच में डिफरेंस क्या है. क्वेश्चन यही है. ठीक है, घुमा फिरा के पूछा, क्वेश्चन यही है. हो सकता है उसे सीधा सीधा पूछने में मजा नहीं आता हो. अगर वो चाहता तो साफ साफ पूछ सकता था, यार टेल मी व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्टोरिंग वन ईमेल टेम्पलेट इनसाइड माय पर्सनल ईमेल टेम्पलेट फोल्डर एंड स्टोरिंग इट इनसाइड द अनफाइल्ड पब्लिक क्लासिक ईमेल टेम्पलेट. अगर ये सीधा सीधा पूछेगा तो बहुत अच्छा बंदा है, पर जनरली एक्सपेक्ट मत करना कि इतने आसानी से सवाल पूछे जाएंगे. हमेशा मैंने कहा ना, वी ऑलवेज प्रिपेयर फॉर द वर्स्ट. इफ यू गेट द बेस्ट, दिस इज ऑल योर डेस्टिनी. वो आपकी किस्मत है. अदरवाइज आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग यू फॉर एवरी वर्स्ट एंड वर्स्ट कंडीशन. मैं हमेशा वर्स्ट के लिए प्रिपेयर करता हूँ. बेस्ट मिल गया तो तुम्हारी किस्मत है. ठीक है, सो दे कुड घुमा फिरा के आस्क यू दिस क्वेश्चन. नाउ सी व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस, राइट इट डाउन. कंसेप्ट इज वेरी सिंपल, डोंट मेक इट हार्ड. मैं बहुत इजीली एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ, आप बड़े इजीली समझो. कंसेप्ट बहुत ही हल्का है. डोंट मेक इट हार्ड फॉर यू. डोंट मेक अननेसेसरी assumptions. ठीक है, and don't try to make over assumptions. Whenever you make over assumptions, it becomes difficult for you. तो आप अपने से ना कुछ चीजें ऐड मत करो. कंसेप्ट बहुत आसान है. कंसेप्ट बहुत आसान है. क्या कंसेप्ट है, चलो. कंसेप्ट ये है, एनोटेशंस क्लियर कर देता हूँ. कंसेप्ट ये है कि इनसाइड माय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आई हैव, apart from me, I have few more users. Inside my organizations, I have few more users. Don't make any unnecessary assumptions. Anjali, I'm telling the answer. Please stop making assumptions. Okay. Inside the organization, I have few more users. This is me. Why? Because with this email ID, I created this organization. So I am this user training my Salesforce 105, and I am the default system administrator of this organization. You also. भाई आपने भी, आप सभी लोगों ने अपना अपना डेवलपर अकाउंट क्रिएट किया हुआ है. ठीक है, तो you are what? You are the default system administrator inside your organization. But apart from us, apart from me, there are few more users that are sitting inside my organization. These are the default users. These are the standard users. Whatever provided to us from the Salesforce is standard. We are also going to learn how to create our own users, custom users, new users. आगे चल के सीखेंगे. ठीक है, अभी का टॉपिक नहीं है वो, का टॉपिक कुछ और चल रहा है. So I can see that apart from me, there are few more users inside my organization, like chatter user, like integration, like security. Apart from me, these are few more users inside the organization. ठीक है, तो मेरे साथ इस organization में कुछ लोग और भी रहते हैं, है ना. There are few more people, those who are residing in this building with me. इस फ्लैट में, इस बिल्डिंग में, इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मेरे साथ कुछ और लोग हैं. ये तो मैं हूँ, दिस इज मी. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम मी, Salesforce has given me few मेहमान्स. ठीक है, these are the guests given to me directly from the Salesforce. तो मुझे इनको भी टॉलरेट करना है. सुनिए, अब ध्यान से सुनिए. लेट्स कम बैक टू द कंसेप्ट. whatever email template, all these email templates that are stored inside the unfiled public classic email template, that are stored inside this folder. What folder? A public classic email template folder. They are accessible to every user. They can be accessible with every user. Security user can also access, integration user can also access. Chatter नहीं कर सकता है, chatter नहीं कर सकता. क्यों नहीं कर सकता बाद में बताऊंगा. ठीक है, chatter नहीं कर सकता एक्चुअली. मैं रीजन बताऊंगा. दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एक्सटर्नल यूजर. आपको जब यूजर क्रिएशन सिखाऊंगा तब मतलब बताऊंगा कि व्हाट डज इट मीन्स बाय द इंटरनल यूजर, what does it means by the external user, what an internal user can access, what an external user cannot access. We are going to learn this also, और बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे, don't worry. But हाँ, at least whatever the things they are, whatever the email templates that are stored inside this folder, what unfiled public classic email template folder can be accessible by any user, chatter को छोड़ के, like integration, security. So they can also access this. if I want that apart from me, no one can access, then store it inside my personal email template folder. So whatever you store inside this folder, whatever you store inside this folder, it's going to be accessible by you only, by you only, and no one else. ये तो कर ही नहीं सकता. Integration and security, ठीक है, ये internal users actually, they can also access. But in this case, if you store something inside the my personal email template folder, it cannot be accessible to any other user apart from you. Apart from you. This is the difference. This is the difference of storing anything inside my personal email template folder and the public classes. Now you ask me about this. Sir, यहाँ पर Abhijit, why you are making the annotations? Okay. So if you created this folder, you created this align email. Sir, इसके साथ क्या होगा? इसके साथ क्या होगा? इसके साथ ये होगा कि it is a public folder, first of all. Whenever you create any folder, see, whenever you create any folder, by default, it is a public folder. By default, it is a public folder. Now, it's really up to you कि जो बाकी के यूजर हैं, ये दो भाई साहब हमारे इंटीग्रेशन और सिक्योरिटी. पहली बात तो सुन लो, ध्यान से सुनो. This align email template folder is a public folder. Whenever we create a folder, it is by default a public folder. By default a public folder. Everyone can access that. हाँ, लेकिन एक चीज मैं जरूर कर सकता हूँ. I can do one thing over here. I can restrict the access. Access level को मैं restrict कर सकता हूँ. Although I cannot restrict the user. अभी वो चीज पढ़ने के बाद प्रोफाइल में पढ़ लोगे, बट एटलीस्ट अभी नहीं पढ़ा है, तो चलो जो नहीं पढ़ा तो मैं नहीं बात करता. Yes, presently I don't have that mechanism that I cannot restrict the user. I cannot restrict the integration and the security user that they can access this folder. By default, this folder is accessible to all of them. Because whenever we create any folder, that folder becomes a public folder. So apart from me, this security and integration can also access. What I can do is that I can restrict the access level. If I make it read only, they can only access integration and security. They can only see कि किसमें क्या है, but they cannot edit it. वो उसको edit नहीं कर सकता, delete नहीं कर सकता. If I make it read and write, then these users can read, even they can edit. But again, they cannot delete it. See, delete वाला जो option है ना, ये option, this is only available with the owner of the record. ये जान लो, Salesforce का rule है. Only the owners can delete anything. चाहे वो account record हो, चाहे contact record हो, चाहे वो email template हो, फिर या फिर आगे चल के workflows हो, या फिर आगे चल के process builder हो. Only the owner have this right, unless and until you transfer the ownership. ये भी आप पढ़ने वाले हो, बहुत कुछ पढ़ना है admin. So unless and until you transfer the ownership to another user, now that user becomes the owner, he got this right. अब वो delete कर सकता है. लेकिन जब तक ownership आपके हाथ में है, कोई डिलीट नहीं कर सकता, ज्यादा से ज्यादा मॉडिफाई कर सकता है. एंड वो भी क्यों? बिकॉज यू हैव गिवन दैट एक्सेस रीड राइट. आप ये भी नहीं चाहते हो ना, गो विद द डिफॉल्ट, गिव ओनली रीड ओनली एक्सेस. तो रीड ओनली दोगे तो क्या होगा कि ये यूजर भी एक्सेस कर सकता है, लेकिन क्या? सिर्फ देख सकता है. ये यूजर भी एक्सेस कर सकता है, लेकिन क्या? सिर्फ देख सकता है. ये दोनों सिर्फ रन कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं, बट दे कैन नॉट मेक एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ कस्टमाइजेशन, एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ एडिटिंग इनसाइड द रिपोर्ट. Unless and until you give this right, read right, ये दोगे तो वो करेगा, नहीं तो नहीं करेगा. ठीक है. So if you go with the defaults, read only, by default whatever the folder you create is having a public access. Always remember this, write it down, because हर चीज, हर बारीक बारीक चीजें आपको याद नहीं रहेगी, याद रखो. और मैं हर चीज पढ़ा रहा हूँ, ठीक है. आई एम नॉट स्किपिंग एनीथिंग. मैं हर चीज बताते चला जा रहा हूँ, और मुझे नहीं पता आप कितनी चीजें याद रख पाओगे. तो इट्स बेटर टू राइट एवरीथिंग, एवरी पॉइंट, हर चीज लिखते हुए चलो. क्रिएट योर ओन नोट्स. ये नोट्स पे मत जाओ, ये सिर्फ कंसेप्ट समझाने के लिए. इसके आगे के लिए आपको खुद मैं दे रहा हूँ, मैं बोलते जा रहा हूँ, आप लिखते चले जाओ. ठीक है. तो वो नोट्स आपके ज्यादा काम में आने वाले हैं. चलो ठीक है. सो व्हेनेवर यू क्रिएट अ फोल्डर, बाय डिफॉल्ट द एक्सेस इज पब्लिक, and you can give the access level read only or read write. Okay, save it. So this is the difference between the folder accessibility. And if you have this, क्या हो रहा है? मेरी इंटरनेट की स्पीड कम. So तो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन अनफाइल्ड पब्लिक क्लासिक ईमेल टेम्पलेट एंड माई पर्सनल। ठीक है, तो अगर आप कुछ माई पर्सनल में रखते हो, इट इज ओनली एक्सेसिबल टू यू। ये पर्सनल है और ये पब्लिक है, इतना यही डिफरेंस है। ठीक है, और अनफाइल्ड पब्लिक में रखते हो तो सारे यूजर्स एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, और आप जो क्रिएट करते हो वो बाय डिफॉल्ट पब्लिक ही रहता है। आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा उसमें रीड ओनली और रीड राइट कर सकते हो। ठीक है, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द टाइप्स ऑफ ईमेल टेम्पलेट। देखिए ईमेल टेम्पलेट्स के 4 टाइप्स हैं सेल्सफोर्स में। द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ ईमेल टेम्पलेट्स। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ ईमेल टेम्पलेट्स आर देयर इन द सेल्सफोर्स। सेल्सफोर्स हैव 4 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ईमेल टेम्पलेट्स। प्लेन टेक्स्ट, या जिसको सिर्फ टेक्स्ट टेम्पलेट भी बोला जाता है। द सेकेंड इज HTML, HTML by using letterhead, and custom without using letterhead। ठीक है, by using letterhead, without using letterhead, by using HTML, by using HTML programming। Don't get confused, don't get confused। HTML by using letterhead, this is also HTML without using letterhead। So if you don't use the letterhead, what we are going to use? We are going to use the HTML programming। Now you ask me, sir, मेरे को HTML पढ़ना पड़ेगा? Don't worry, नहीं, पढ़ लोगे बहुत अच्छा है। HTML कोई बहुत टफ नहीं है, HTML बहुत सिंपल लैंग्वेज है, पढ़ लोगे अच्छा है। ठीक है, अगर पढ़ेंगे तो अच्छा ही है। पढ़ाई के लिए मैं हमेशा हाँ बोलता हूँ, पढ़ो अच्छा है, बहुत ज्यादा टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है। और विजुअल फोर्स टेम्पलेट की अभी नहीं पढ़ा पाऊंगा, बिकॉज अभी आपका VF नहीं हुआ है। ठीक है, विजुअल फोर्स पेजेस अभी आपने नहीं बनाए हैं, दैट इज वाई। बट येस, वी हैव 4 टाइप्स ऑफ द टेम्पलेट्स इनसाइड द सेल्सफोर्स। प्लेन टेक्स्ट, HTML by using letterhead, custom without using the letterhead, okay, and the visual force template। These are the 4 types of the email templates। ठीक है, let me start with the first, the plain text type of email template। ठीक है, just give me a second, let me drink some water। Now we shall start with the very first type, plain text type of email template। Now where does this template actually is used? Speed to बता रहा है यार, ऐसा चलता है। So I have opened one email from this DPSC। Now how does this actually emails looks like? This is one email from my son's schools actually। So how does it looks like? It's a plain text email। There are no additional hyperlinks, there are no additional sort of fancy images and all that। They have not tried to make this email to be look at all to be attractive। It's just a plain text। Why we require these kind of email? Whenever we need to draft any formal sort of thing, a kind of announcement, a kind of notice, like this is again a notice। What is this? Request to the parent, restart and excited, I don't know what is this, मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा, खैर anyway। So whenever any sort of formal email needs to be drafted, so we actually what is this template? This is actually one plain text type of email template। Here we don't have any some sort of header images, some footer images, we never try to make it to be look attractive, because intentionally we don't want to make it look attractive, we just want a plain text। No, so this is an example of the plain text email template। This is the example of plain text email template। So this is the first type of the email template। Let's start with the plain text email template। Let's go with this use case। Configure an email template to notify the customer upon raising a case। Upon raising a case, now what does this mean? Let's first understand the use case, उसके बाद में discuss करते हैं। So let's go to the case object। Let's go to the case object। See, inside the case object, if someone registered a new case, if someone filled a detail, and tried to register any case, what is the type of case? Mechanical. Case reason, installation. Status is new, priority is high, case origin is phone, product maybe this product, potential liability yes, SLA violation no, give any subject and the descriptions, take a device failure, give any descriptions। Now if someone try to create a case, as soon as the case is created, what we want one email to be fired to that particular case person। We want one email as an acknowledgement, we should give some acknowledgement to that person, okay, your case has been registered successfully। ठीक है. For example, Rose is one of the client of our, and Rose has recently, bought something from us. I mean, we are a laptop. For example, we are Dell. We are Dell organization, and we are into the laptop manufacturing. And this is one client, Rose Gonzalez. And recently she has purchased one laptop with us. But then when she was using the laptop, I mean, she was facing some sort of difficulties. Then she come to our website, and then she registered with some sort of form. She registered a case. We got the case. One of the customer executive got the case. And as an acknowledgement, कि रोज को पता चलना चाहिए कि yes, the things what I have mentioned over there has been registered. So that is why we are drafting this email to her. Dear Rose Gonzalez, thank you for contacting us and raising the complaint. Now this is your case number, and we are pleased to inform you that your case has been registered successfully. And one of the service person will going to contact you shortly. And this is an auto-generated email, so please don't reply to us. This is what, this is a kind of acknowledgement. And it's a very common process in every business. Whenever you registered a case, whenever you registered a complaint, you usually receive these kind of emails. You usually receive these kinds of emails. These things are called acknowledgements. Okay. So same is the use case with our also. Let's configure one email template to notify a customer while he or maybe she raised the cases. Okay. So let's design a email template. Now to design an email template, just follow the same step. Let's follow although I can do it from here also, new template. Let me go with the process. Go to the setup administer, go to the setup menu, then go to the administer menu. Then expand the communication template, and then click on the classic email templates. Okay, classic email template, and then click on the you can select the folder. कहाँ पे store करना है, that is up to you. Okay, you can select the folder and then click on the new template. So on this particular page, Salesforce will ask you कि आप कौन सी तरह की email template बनाना चाहते हैं, what you want. Presently, I want the text email. I can also create the HTML without using letterhead. Using letterhead. I can create a custom one without using letterhead. I can create a visual force template also. Okay. So these are the 4 different type of email templates, and this is an interview question. What are the different types of email templates supported by the Salesforce? Okay. Please write down the question. Please write down the answer. चलिए. So out of all these 4, अभी जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं, that is text email template. चलिए. So I want to design a text email template. So let's select the text email. By default, it is selected. Click the next button. Click the next button. Where you want to store this folder? I want this folder to be present inside align email template folder. Now one important thing. Available for use. Just don't forget to click this checkbox. अगर आप भूल गए तो क्या होगा कि template तो बन जाएगा, but then you cannot use that template. So if you want to use that template, make it available for use. So it's really is essentially important to click this particular checkbox. Always remember this. Okay, you always remember कि you need to check this particular checkbox. Otherwise, what is going to happen? Template create नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं. The template is going to be created, but we are unable to see that template. हम उसको नहीं दे पाएंगे, and that is why it's really essential to click this particular check. Now give a name to this. So a new case registration notification template. See, you can give any name. Let me tell you this. Nobody is going to tell you to follow some sort of naming convention. It's really up to us what sort of naming convention we should give. And no one is going to tell you this. No one is going to tell you this. But you should always remember, आप XYZ ABC 1 2 3 case, my first template, my second template, my third template, like this दे सकते हो, बिल्कुल दे सकते हो. It's a customized thing. You can give the name whatever you want. But see, always try to give a relevant name as far as possible. So I used to follow this convention. You can go and you can create your own convention. I have no problem in that. What I'm creating, whenever a new case is registered, one notification should be given in the form of email. And I'm creating this, I'm creating a template, email template. And that is why I give this name as new case registration notification template. Let me tell you, when I create the workflow is a rule. तो अगर ये सेम चीज आती ना, तो मैं क्या नाम देता हूँ कि न्यू केस रजिस्ट्रेशन नोटिफिकेशन रूल मीन्स आई एम क्रिएटिंग अ वर्कफ्लो. ये मेरा नेमिंग कन्वेंशन है, ऐसा जरूर नहीं आप ये फॉलो करें. मैं आपको बस एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. When I create the process तो मैं नाम देता हूं कि न्यू केस रजिस्ट्रेशन नोटिफिकेशन प्रोसेस। तो दिस इंडिकेट्स टू मी कि ये एक प्रोसेस बिल्डर है, ये एक प्रोसेस है। तो whenever I create any template, I give a name as a template. ठीक है, तो it is what new case registration notification template like this. Once you have done this, आपका कर्सर यहाँ पर हो, just press the tab. That's it. यहाँ लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है कुछ भी। उसका API name या फिर unique name is already going to be constructed. You don't need to type it anything over here. यहाँ पे ये लिखो और tab का बटन प्रेस करो, यहाँ पे सब आ जाएगा। Now give the description. If you want to give any description, you can give the description also. What I'm going to do is that I'm just copying this and pasting this in the description also. Subject, I already have done some sort of homework, and that is why I created the subject. I created the content already over here. Okay, so I'm just copying it. This is the subject. This is the subject. See, whenever we receive any email, it always come up with a subject. Request to the parent. You know, it always come up with a subject. So every email has a subject. You also draft one email. You also draft one email. It come up with a subject. Whenever you draft any email, it asks you to enter the subject, right? And that is why you need to do this. Chalo. So email acknowledgement. This is the subject. I'm copying and pasting it over here. Subject over here. I'm copying and pasting. Acknowledgement. Your case has been registered successfully. Now the email content, this is the content of, this is the body of my email. Let me just copy everything. Thanks and regard, customer support team, whatever. You can go and type anything over here. And now let me make some sort of editing over here. You see, it is not formatized properly. So we need to make this editing. And now we are pleased to inform that your case has been registered successfully. And then one of the service person will going to contact you shortly. And more importantly, this is an auto-generated email, so please don't reply on this email. Then thanks and regards. You need to make this editing manually. There's no direct mechanism to do this. Apart from the HTML, every time whenever you make this editing, we need to make it manually. जैसा मैं कर रहा हूँ, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही आपको भी करना पड़ेगा. Yes. Okay. Now let me save it. Save. Okay. So this is the email template what we have just created. This is the email template what we have created. Okay, chalo. This is the first thing. ये बन गया अपना as a step number 1 we created a email template. Now step number 2, how to test this. अब ये email create हुआ template, तो ये दिखता कैसा है? How does this email actually looks like? तो इसको मैं कैसे test करूँ? How I'm going to test this? So टेस्टिंग की जो प्रोसेस है, ये मैंने यहाँ पे नेविगेशन सारे लिख दिए हैं. द सेम आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू कि क्या कैसे करना चाहिए. ठीक है, गो टू द ईमेल टेम्पलेट, देयर इज अ बटन कॉल्ड एज सेंड टेस्ट एंड वेरीफाई मर्ज फील्ड. तो बस ये नेविगेशन फॉलो करना है, वही सेम चीज मैं आपको यहाँ पे बता रहा हूँ. दिस इज द ईमेल टेम्पलेट व्हाट वी हैव क्रिएटेड with the name called as new case registration notification template, and this email template is present inside this particular folder, right? This is present inside this particular folder. What is the name? This is the name of email. It is available for use. Everything, whatever. This is the subject, and this is the body of this particular email. But then, how does this email actually looks like? जब मैं इसको fire करूँगा तो ये कैसा दिखेगा? वो test करना है मेरे को. And for that testing, there is a button called as send test and verify the merge fields. You click this button, send test and verify the merge fields. ठीक है? Here you need to give the email. Here you need to give the email जहाँ पर आपको email भेजना है. So I want it to be sent on this particular email, training my Salesforce 105@gmail.com. ठीक है? या फिर कोई दूसरा email ID. तो अगर मैं यहाँ दूंगा तो me से लिख के आएगा. Let me give this email ID. sfdcstart@gmail.com. और ये क्लिक करना बहुत जरूरी है. Send the email preview to this. Let me close this. This is the email. So this is the email SFDC. यहाँ पर वो email चाहिए मुझे. So what I'm going to do is that yes, let's go to this send test and verify email. Send this email preview to this particular. Again, let me type the email ID sfdckasim@gmail.com. इसको click करना बहुत जरूरी and then just press the OK. हो गया, ये रिफ्रेश हो गया, मतलब ईमेल चला गया, कहाँ गया, यहाँ पर आया। Now let's wait over here and just try to refresh this and see one. We are probably getting one email. देखो हमें email आ गया, कहाँ से आया? First of all ये email कहाँ से आया है? So I'm getting this email from this ID. Which ID? Training my Salesforce batch 105. This is the email ID. ये मेरे organization का email ID है, ठीक है? यहाँ से मुझे email आया। क्या email आया? With this subject: acknowledgement, your case has been registered successfully. And this is the matter: dear Rose Gonzalez, thank you for contacting us and raising the complaint. Your case number is this, and we are pleased to inform you that your case has been registered and with all these details. This is what? This is first thing. This is a plain text email template, the first thing. Second, this is the way to send the email. This is the way to send the email from the Salesforce. This is the way to send the email from the Salesforce. Okay. Now I'm stopping over here right now, because from tomorrow I'm going to take a new concept of the merge fields. अभी मैंने क्या किया है, अभी मैंने ये जो नेम है इसकी, I mean जैसे कि dear Rose Gonzalez, I have hard coded this case number, I hard coded this, right? With the help of this merge fields, with the help of this merge fields, we are going to learn a feature how exactly we can get it from the objects. ये कल स्टार्ट करेंगे, मिक्सअप हो जाएगा थोड़ा सा, इसलिए मैं आज इसको छोड़ रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. And email logs, I'm going to tell you after 2 to 3 topics. I'm going to tell about the email logs also. Abhi nahi. I just want you to practice on this plain text email template where everything is hard coded. I'm hard coding the name of the customer. I'm hard coding the details of that customer. आज के दिन इतना ही करो, ठीक है? From tomorrow, I'm going to start with how to make the things dynamically available to the program, to the email. How to insert all the details like the customer name, the phone number, the email, the address, everything, whatever the things that are there stored inside the object. How to dynamically get those data. We never write these things like this. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता, बस ये practice के लिए था. So what I want you to create one email template first of all. First of all, create a folder. Go and create your own custom folder. ठीक है, फोल्डर क्रिएट करो. उसके बाद में देन क्रिएट अ ईमेल टेम्पलेट फोल्डर. ईमेल टेम्पलेट बनाओ. ईमेल टेम्पलेट बनाने के बाद उसको टेस्ट करो. सेंड अ टेस्ट एंड वेरीफाई. ठीक है, उसको टेस्ट करो. यू आर गोइंग टू गेट वन ईमेल. ठीक है, जो भी ईमेल आईडी दोगे और यहाँ पर ये क्लिक याद से करना. ठीक है, और उसको प्रेस करो ओके, तो फिर आपको ईमेल जाएगा. और वो देखो, आज बस इतना ही करो, स्टेप बाय स्टेप जाओ. कल फिर मैं इसके आगे लेके जाता हूँ एंड आई विल मेक दिस एज अ डायनामिक. आज मैंने इसको स्टैटिक रखा है. दिस इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज स्टैटिक. From tomorrow, I'm going to make it a dynamic. How to get the data dynamically from the objects. So we are going to learn a new thing inside the same text type. We are going to learn the new thing, a new concept called as merge fields. ठीक है, तो वो कल start करो. आज इतना ही करते हैं. Let me stop the recording first.